So in this installment, we're just going to go over how I apply my bronzer, blush, and highlighter, and the favorite products that I like to use on a daily workday basis. And as usual, all of these products are thorough loves of mine that I've used for a really long time, but a good part of what makes them apply so wonderfully and work so great is how I apply them. So again, we want to focus on that application approach. So my favorite brush to use for applying bronzer is a stippling brush. I do not use this for foundation. It was purchased with that purpose in mind, but it's never really been used for that. So this one is from Sigma. Is the SS187 and I adore it. My favorite bronzer is my Park Avenue Princess by Tarte. This is a matte waterproof bronzer, so it stays on really excellent. To avoid that sort of snooky over bronzed look, which we don't want to wear, I especially don't want to wear to the office. It really wouldn't be a good look for me. I use a stippling brush, and I only have a tiny amount of product because you can see I just tap it in. I don't really even ever swirl it. And I just start applying that to the perimeters of my face. There's no sort of sweeping three motion to how I think about it, even though in the end I am making the 3E motion. To me, it's more about adding warmth to the perimeters of my face. You can see that I'm focusing on my jawline, adding a little bit of warmth to my neck, because I often feel like my neck is lighter than my face anyway, so I add a little bit of extra bronzer there just to make everything match, because even after my foundation I find that there's still a little bit more lightness there somehow. A little bit on the sides of my nose. You can see it's not terribly precisely applied, so you avoid that heavily contoured look that seems to work really well for celebrities on television and for the red carpet, but translated into real life is really just going to show and look unnatural. And then I just apply a little bit to the undersides of my cheeks. I'm very happy with this, and I'm going to move on to my blush step. I'll be using NARS's Orgasm blush. Definitely a favorite famous one. My other favorites are Tarte's Exposed, or MAC's Plum Foolery is also a big hit with me. But I feel like going a little bit pink today, and this is a tiny little baby sample. The world hasn't shrunk and I don't have a particularly massive hand. This was just a sample that I was given recently. And I'm just going to apply that with a fluffy brush. This is a travel brush. You can see I've sort of traveled this over to my home on the island, so I'm not carrying a lot of full-size products with me. But it doesn't really matter. The product in the application is the same. I focus on the outside of my cheeks, avoiding the apples or any sort of round swirling right here, which definitely applies too much product in my opinion. Then with whatever is left, I might brush some off on my hand and then just sort of start blending it a little bit. But most of us who aren't makeup artists don't have time to spend hours and hours blending products into the skin. So for me, the aim is always not to apply too much of it in the first place and to have an application process that saves a lot of blending time so that blending takes place in a mere couple of seconds or movements. So I used to do a lot of painting, and one of the brushes that I own but never used when I did paint was this number 2 Low Cornell fan brush. This is purchased from Michaels for maybe $10 or something like that. Very, very inexpensive. And I really enjoy using this for highlighter because, again, it really does help to apply that product quickly and efficiently without putting on too much in a way that a heavier brush or larger brush could do. And the light, natural looking product that I really enjoy using is the Perfectly Lit Spotlight powder from Lorac. I really do think this product is worth the money because it lasts absolutely forever, and it is the lightest highlighter on the market that illuminates your skin without any visible glitter. So I'm hoping that you can see the product catch the light as I apply it. but if I were to sort of magnify my skin, you wouldn't be able to see any flecks of anything. And I really think that this is what sets this highlighter apart. It's not a world of a difference between a mineralized product like a mineralized skin finish from MAC. I do really enjoy those as well. But for a really discreet, office appropriate look that doesn't require a lot of careful application, this product is really second to none in my opinion. So you can see in between the last step and this one, there's not a world of a difference because we haven't done anything with the eyes yet, but we've added in a lot of life and color into the skin that is really necessary if you're going to be using a full coverage foundation like the Chanel one that I enjoy using. You can definitely check out the first part of this tutorial series right here if you would like to, and otherwise, when it is up, I will link the third part of the series right here, or if it's not been put up yet, then stay tuned because it will be up very, very soon, and we are going to talk about eyebrows, which are probably my favorite or second favorite part of doing a face because it really wakes you up in a way that no other step